Hello, lovelies. This is Shinjini from Modern Gypsy, and I have a brand new Oracle deck that is just come in today that I want to unbox with you. So, this is the Sacred Hags Oracle by Danielle Dulsky, and I love this illustration and these colors. They're gorgeous, and the deck, the box, from what I can see, it looks like a book, and I love that it has this little gap here from where you can see the cards and the guidebook inside, and that guidebook looks nice and chunky, so very exciting. This is the first time I have seen a box like this, that it just really looks so much like a book, and I love it. So this opens up here and you pull out your cards and the guidebook. Yeah, that box, the guidebook. Let's first just get this plastic off. That plastic packaging was really difficult to get off these cards, but it's finally done, and here they are. So let's do a little flip through first. I like these pen and ink illustrations. But the cards are glossy. The cardstock's not too bad, but the only drawback with glossy cards is that they tend to get stuck to one another, and I guess they do get a bit better with use, but not always. That's a very minor gripe though. I'm really loving the illustrations, and I love that they have a hag of cats. As a cat mama, I can identify with it. So those are the cards, 56 of them, and they have a very distinctive color scheme, and I'm gonna check the guidebook for what that represents. But I really love the illustrations on these cards. They're really amazing. So that's your nice chunky guidebook. It has 153 pages, and I do love me a chunky guidebook, and it's a full colored guidebook. So that's interesting. There are, of course, there are 4 suits, as she says right here, and they're the Sacred Hags, the Seasons, the Stories, and the Spells. Ooh, I love that. This is interesting. To meet an oracle well. How to do that. Wake both the young self and the deep self. The cards in this deck were designed with these wilder aspects of the psyche in mind. Interesting. So the 4 suits, the Sacred Hags, represent elder guidance and grandmotherly wisdom. Hallowed aspects of your own psyche that have seen much and know all. Interesting. The Seasons, so the 14 of these cards, which represent both actual lunar cycles as well as pertinent times in your story. The story cards are the magical boundary where memoir meets myth, where your lived story encounters fairy tale. Ooh, I love that. So these cards ask you to consider the epic novel of your life, the lessons learned, the challenges met, and the characters loved and left. And the spells cards are medicine cards, and they show you what state of being or symbolic action may hold you right now in your life. Very, very interesting. She has some suggestions on setting an altar for the cards, and she has a number of different rituals that you can use. Six of them, in fact. Wow, that's interesting. So you're really going to have to read the book to understand why the 6 rituals, but that's interesting. To name yourself seer, honoring the oracle, a dedication, awakening to time eternal, the wildling and the hag, and sigil scrying. So these are 6 different opening rituals that you can do with these cards. And then of course there are different spreads. So there's a single card and how different ways of working with it, 3 card spreads, and then I'm guessing there will be some 5 and 6 and card spreads as well that are specific to this particular deck. And there are also some suit specific spreads, which of course with a deck like this, so that's quite a lot of beginning information itself on working with the deck, and a lot of good stuff to read there. And then the cards, so these are the hags. So the grandmother speaks as a morning ritual and a moonlight ritual. Oh, that's lovely. So there are a lot of different rituals in these that you can do as well. And that's a really, really beautiful guidebook. In fact, it's one to sit down and read really carefully, with a lot to ponder in here. And these cards, of course, are gorgeous. Um, Beautiful line work, beautiful illustrative quality to them. And yeah, this looks like a beautiful deck to really sink your teeth into and to work with a little bit more closely on an ongoing basis. So they do demand that you create some sort of a relationship with them. So this is not the kind of deck that, you know, you could just pick up and start working with. Like, you shouldn't. Basically, let's just say that you shouldn't. You can, but you shouldn't. You should take some time to really just kind of sink into this world of the hags, to understand them a bit better, and then to slowly build a relationship with them. And in that way, I think that this looks like a really, really beautifully powerful deck, and I can't wait to begin working with this one. So, and I can't get over the box. So I hope that you enjoyed this walkthrough, and if you enjoyed this video, please do hit like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.